High School opened in 1965. The school takes its name from a historic estate owned by the Lee family in the 18th and 19th centuries. In 1719, Thomas Lee, a wealthy landowner from Westmoreland County, Virginia, was granted 2,862 acres of land in what would become Fairfax and Arlington counties. Lee named this property Langley in reference to an ancestral Lee family estate called Langley Hall, located in Shropshire County, England. This was a fortified manor house, partially surrounded by a moat. The first recorded evidence of the name Langley Hall for this English manor predates the Lee family's ownership by several centuries. In the Domesday Book, a record of the Great Survey of England and Wales, completed in the year 1086 by order of William the Conqueror, it appears as the property of Roger of Shrewsbury. Rogerus de la Lee, the first Lee owner, obtained the estate by marriage in 1377. Today, the manor's gatehouse is the only portion of the original structure that still stands, but the outlines of its foundation and moat are still visible in aerial photographs. Located a short distance away from the gatehouse is the Langley Chapel. In 1546, the Lee family rebuilt an earlier church on this site, and in 1601, Humphrey Lee added a new roof and furnishings, all of which remain in use today. The Lees' claim to Langley Hall ended in the 1650s, when it passed by marriage to the Smythe family. In America, the Lee family's claim to Langley in Northern Virginia ended by the 1840s. By this time, Langley had been divided and sold several times to new owners, such as the Cruikshank, Makel, Maffett, and Reed families. Also by the 1840s, a village named Langley had formed at the intersection of Chainbridge Road and Georgetown Pike. The Industrial and Historical Sketch of Fairfax County, published by the Board of Supervisors in 1907, gives a brief description of that hamlet.
Langley, 3 miles from the Chain Bridge over the Potomac River, is a village of much promise with a church, school, and blacksmith shop. The village is surrounded by one of the most fertile sections in the state. Dairying, trucking, and general farming constitute the employment of the people. Here is Salona, built in 1801 with brick imported from England, which sheltered Dolly Madison in her flight from the national capital in 1814.
Today, people associate Langley with the headquarters of the Central Intelligence Agency. However, there is a Langley Fork Historic District, where many of the village's original buildings, such as the Langley Ordinary, Toll House, the Friends Meeting House, and several homes have been preserved. Located close to Clemmy John Tree Park is Gunnell's Chapel, a Methodist Episcopal church built after the American Civil War for African American residents. The church may have also served as an early schoolhouse for African American children. The schoolhouse for white children was located further east on Georgetown Pike at its present intersection with Dolly Madison Boulevard. It was built around 1882 and closed around 1915 when the students transferred to the newly built Franklin Sherman School in McLean. Langley High School's name preserves the storied legacy of the Lee family in England and America, as well as the memories of a quaint Virginia village lying in the shadow of the watchful eyes of the United States government.